Sauropods were a group of dinosaurs that evolved during the early Jurassic around 200 million years ago, and went extinct 66 million years ago along with all non-avian dinosaurs. They were the largest plant eaters to have lived on the planet, and in fact the largest land animals of all time. Some species, such as Brachiosaurus and Argentinosaurus, could measure up to 50 tons or more in weight. Even during the earlier stages of their evolution, sauropods were generally large, with some species measuring 15 meters in length. Sauropods had a similar body structure. They had a small head, situated on top of an extremely long neck, a long, deep body, which accommodated an enormous gut, as well as thick, pillar-like legs, which had 5 toes and spread feet. In later sauropods, this hollowing became more extreme. Sauropods also possessed a massive hip girdle, which was firmly fused to the backbone by 4 or 5 sacral vertebrae, and provided support for the heavy body and tail. Vulcanodon, meaning volcanic tooth, was a genus of sauropod dinosaurs that lived during the early Jurassic period. Fossil remains of Vulcanodon were discovered in Zimbabwe, and described in 1972. It is an important species, as it is one of the earliest and most primitive sauropods known to date. Vulcanodon is only known from an incomplete skeleton. It is thought to have measured 11 meters in length and weighed up to 11 tons. Despite being a primitive member of the sauropod lineage, it already showed typical features of this group, including column-like legs and a long neck and tail. Vulcanodon also had several more prosauropod-like features, in particular in its hip bones, although in other respects, including its vertebrae, it was typical of what scientists expected an early sauropod to look like. When the first fossils of Vulcanodon were discovered, it was thought to have been a carnivore based on teeth discovered with its fossil remains. This fitted well with ideas prevalent during the 1970s that early sauropodomorphs were omnivores. The teeth were later found to have belonged to a theropod. Vulcanodon was closely related to another early sauropod called Barapasaurus, meaning big-legged lizard, which is known from fossil remains from India. Barapasaurus is thought to have been a common sauropod in early Jurassic India, as more than 300 specimens from 6 individuals have been found. No skull or foot bones belonging to Barapasaurus have been discovered, which has made it difficult for scientists to classify this species precisely. Like Vulcanodon, it was one of the earliest true sauropods. It was very large, measuring 12 to 14 meters and weighing 7 tons. Barapasaurus was thus comparable in size to later sauropods. It had unique features, including very long and slender legs. The teeth were spoon-shaped like many later sauropod species, and were used to rake leaves of branches. It also had narrow hip bones, which resemble those of Cetiosaurus.